Hello.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so this user action is the action which can be performed by the users. For example, the owner of the document or regulatory can perform something like that. I'll show you here. I'll open a new one document.
Mm.
So this chevron icon we have, no? So these workflow actions. So this is in draft state. Maybe let me open GRP material. So here, if we see, it defines what are the actions to be shown to user
Okay.
in this draft state. So we have these workflows configured. I'll show you workflow later after this life cycle. So here we have configured so many workflows based on conditions. So here, if we say condition type is always, so the always this action send for upload action will be shown uh, to the user in this draft state.
Okay.
So this send for upload is listed here. So
Okay.
and uh, and the send for quality check should be displayed only when the type is GRP material global template material. So
Okay.
here, send for global template approval is there. But if the subtype is not global template material, then this workflow will not be shown here.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry. So this send for quality check is not there. So if we ideally it should be there. Oh, does not include. Okay. So here it is global template material. So that's why we are not able to see this workflow. Send for
Mm.
quality check.
I'll teach it. Okay. Okay.
So we have so many rules like this. So based on these rules, the actions is shown here.
Okay. Okay.
This is on user action. So this user action can be configured to a particular rule. So that is atomic security. We give access to only particular roles for those action. So for example,
Send
the
for
send for upload workflow. So all the whatever action we configure here, all the
okay.
workflows will be available here in the atomic security action labels. So we
Okay.
can configure who should execute, who for whom it should be hidden. So something like that we can configure it here. For example, send for upload. So this is the action. So this should be hide by default, but it should be shown or it can be executed by coordinator, material coordinator, owner, super user, and it should
Okay.
be hidden for viewer. If the user has the viewer role to
Okay.
this formats wall, then they'll not be able to see this action sent for upload.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that is
Okay.
on atomic security. It is the granular level of security we give to this user action, and also this active workflow action. So we can configure this active workflow action as well for other roles. By default, it is we can execute everything. If we start a workflow, we can cancel task, cancel workflow, email participants. So everything is accessible. But if we want to hide it for some role, we can give edit and role override and add approver. If we
Okay.
need approver for approver, if this cancel task should be hidden means, then we can add this approval rule and give the action as hide. So
Okay.
when we give that, it will be hidden for the approval rule.
Approval. Okay.
So that is on this atomic security. Here we can configure user action and active workflow action security.
Okay. Okay.
And the security settings is for all the roles, whatever these are the life cycle roles we have defined in the state means. So we have roles here now. So these roles, all the roles will be visible here in this security settings. But this
Okay.
in this state, we have to give the permission to different roles.
Okay.
So that is configured here. So owner can view document, view content. So these permission is defined here. Viewer should only view document, view content. They should not be able to edit field. They should not be able to edit sharing setting, annotate. So those security settings is defined here. So that is on security settings for this draft state. So same way in other states also we have all these defined. Um, Let me complete this. So this entry criteria, this here we don't have anything. Maybe I'll open it for production. So as I said, in all the states we have all these tabs enabled. We can configure based on requirement.
Okay.
So this entry criteria, oh, we don't have it. Let me entry action. So here we don't have any condition defined. I'll show you if we have any in other state. So this entry action is the action performed by Vault when a document enters the state approved for production state.
Okay.
So when the document moves to this state, then it will automatically perform these action. It is similar to event action.
Okay.
So here we will, if the country does not include China, France, and if this field is no and type does not include Japan slide review, then we have to set this expiration date. So
Okay.
these rules are configured here. So Vault will automatically update this expiration date field once the document enters this approved for production state.
Okay.
So that is an entry action. Entry criteria. Maybe I'll open this. We don't have anything defined on entry criteria. Okay, so I'll just define it. It is the condition to be met when the document enters this approved localized field. Means this, for example, if we have defined some criteria, if the submission date is, we should have added a rule like submission date should be blank. Only then it should enter the state. If the submission date has some value, then it will not enter the state. So it the condition to be met before entering a state. So it will
Okay.
not enter the state. It will throw a error saying that submission date is blank or something like that.
Okay. Okay.
So that is called entry criteria.
Okay.
Okay, so these are the tabs in states. Do you have any question on life cycle, document life cycle?
No, Ishwari. Like I'm able to get, but I think it'll take time. Once I
Yeah,
start working, I'll
right.
get to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, if we do the certification, it will be much better
Yeah,
to
actually I've asked for certification
work on
also.
this. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm.
Uh,
Uh,
okay. So this is on document life cycle. I'll go to object life cycle. So this object life document life cycle and object life cycle is mostly is similar. So there, if we see, we had everything horizontally. Here, if we see, all the tabs are in vertical format, but it is all mostly same or similar. We can see. So here, this object uses digital site registry object,
okay.
uh, and the lifecycle name is digital site registry. This is defined in the object also. If we go on to this, click on the link, then here lifecycle we can see as a digital site registry.
Okay. Okay.
So, so here similarly we have the state types. As I told, the initial state. So all should know what should be the initial state when the document when the DSR record is created. So that is defined here. So that should be draft state, and that is in state types. And states similar to document life cycle states. We have states in object life cycle also. We have these states defined, and
Okay.
similarly event action create record. Here we don't have any rules defined, but if some requirement we get when so during creation of record we need to execute this action, so something like that, then we can edit and add the action, so whatever is requested by business.
Yeah.
And this is on the roles. So for each role we'll be adding role, and for each role so these are the states. So in these states, this role should have read permission. So in this cancel state, BPO role should have only read permission. They should not have edit and delete permission. So that security is defined here. So BPO domain law. So this domain law role for this particular state. So all the states are displayed here. So these states are taken from states here. So the states whatever we have configured here, that is shown here. Mm. So that security is defined in this roles, and also we can add or edit role. So, and similarly, similar to document lifecycle states, for all the states here in the object lifecycle, we have this entry criteria, entry action, user action, atomic security for fields. So, the same, this entry criteria, entry action, user action, it is same as document lifecycle. So, and the atomic security for fields is nothing but on the based on roles, security is defined. For example, the BPO only can edit this field. Actual decommission date can be edited only by BPO, and by default it should be hidden. So something that is all defined here in atomic security for fields. Atomic security for this controls, I'm not sure. Maybe we can check later. This action is for all the user action, no, whatever we have defined here. So that is for the all the action we are giving security. Means for example, this begin registration is hidden by default, but it can be executed only by BPO and owner. So that is defined here. Active workflow action. so that similar to document lifecycle, cancel task, we can give if some requirement comes, then we can give hide. Some requirement comes like owner only should execute, then we can by default we can make it hide, and for owner we can give execute. So something like that. And this relationship, so we have a secured relationship with this document registry vendor details object, and we can define security for this. By default it is edit, but we can give we override role override, and we can give permission to other roles as well. Okay, so this is an object lifecycle. It is more or less similar to document lifecycle. Okay. Do you have any question? Hello, Tanmati.
No. I don't have any questions.
Okay. So this is on document and object lifecycle. Maybe we can continue with workflows later. We can stop here for today.
Actually, like I'll even leave for the next till Jan.